Yo, back with another one, man. Oh, yeah. Let me get my lighting right real quick. Up in here, man. Up in here. So, man, I had a feeling that me and my co-host was not done talking about this particular thing. So I wanted to bring it back up again. Because this is very, very important. To me, I feel like anyway. I feel like this was super important to keep talking about because um look, we spoke on this already. I mean, it's not a secret. We spoke on it. We came out, we talked about this particular situation and everything else. And NIL, it's not your image or likeness. That let's just be clear with that. It's not your image or likeness. It's just not. It's not your image or likeness. It's a collective, and it's what's going on in college football, in sports, period. And for some people who don't know, there was a coach who recently spoke out on this particular situation, saying that there are a lot of there. If a coach is not willing to get down and let the players take lead on this, they will get left behind without a doubt. You will, or you need to retire. And we already have seen coaches walking away from the game of college sports. We've seen this. This is not something that's new. We've seen them walk away, and because they're not willing to take a back seat to that. Some coaches are and what Nick Saban said was very, very important. It was important. But like I always stand on, the only thing that's going to come in, and this is where a lot of people are leaning, but some people say it's going to change this college sports forever. But contracts is how you handle this. It's the only way. It's the way that it's moving forward. Um, and incentives, put incentives in there. I mentioned real quick about like your grade point average, and that's only because there's a lot of these guys that's going to college wanting to get paid playing sports, and they're getting a communication degree or something that's just a blow past degree. Like you need something else just in case of an injury or something else that may happen. You need that. A athlete needs something to fall back on. As a parent and of children who play sports, I preach school first, your sport second, because you're not going to be able, you don't know how long you're going to be able to depend on that. Anything can happen in life, anything. And injuries are inevitable when you're playing sports. Your body, putting your body through the rigor of training, it can happen in that. It can happen at any moment while you're on the field. It can happen at any place at any given time. It can happen. So getting your education is first, and it's the most important thing to do, regardless of whatever's going on out there. And the transfer portal gets talked about a lot, and people think that it is such a big deal. Well, I'm here to tell you that not all the teams are and players are leaving their teams. If they like their coach, they're not leaving their coach. A whole bunch of people are just not leaving. There's going to be a few who need to leave, and an argument for those few kids that need to leave and they need to go somewhere else. An argument of them when you're growing up in a single household, and you're the young man in the house, and your dad hasn't been around. What do you want to do? You want to take care of your family. As men, that's what we do. We've always been wanting to take care of our family, and now here we got a school like Alabama or Georgia or Florida wanting to give us $150,000 to come there and play a sport that we know we're super great at. We're gonna jump on that. We're gonna jump on that as young men. It's just a fact that in these big universities, they've been paying for play. I don't know why they're acting like they haven't. I don't know why people are acting out like we're turning a blind eye and acting like this has not been going on forever. If there's been documentary after documentary after players speaking about their college experiences. Pay for play's been going on. It's been going on, but it's a problem because these young adults have the upper hand in the situation. But to benefit both parties and to make sure that both parties are correct and doing everything on the up and up, contracts have to come into play here. It's just a fact. It's just a fact, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Contracts have to, and there has to be incentives in there, bonuses for, if you do get a 3.3 grade point average and you are performing on the field, you have to get a bonus. And I do understand another part of this whole situation, and where players that have not done anything on the field are coming in and they're asking for X amount of dollars. If you have not proven yourself on a football field, there's no way you should be coming, or any, the court, the baseball diamond, the ice. You should not be coming in asking for $100,000, a six-figure deal, if you ain't proving yourself on the field. Now, if you are All American, or you broke 1,000 yards receiving, five, you know what I'm saying? You got over 12 touchdowns receiving, 15. If you're doing something on the field, then absolutely, without a doubt, you deserve to get paid for it. Now, I don't, I see all sides from it, but like I said, contracts is coming. Whether we like it or not, I spoke on it. I stand by it, and I'll always stand by that. I will always stand by that. That's the way that we are moving. That's the way that our world is coming to. This is the way it's coming to in college football, in college sports. Period. College athletics is moving towards contracts. That needs to be done. That's the only way you're gonna try to get any kind of handle on anything. Making somebody have to sit out a year for transferring, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That's just gonna make people, that I don't think that'll work. You'll be even more mad about the situation. You'll be pissed about the situation. You know, and but one thing that, things could be done, like, so say you can only transfer to a school that has the same degree you got. That'll keep it, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of structure to this. And anyway, it's about time for these colleges and universities to step into the 21st century anyway. It's about time for them to do that. Do y'all agree with that out there? It's about time for these schools to do that. Without a doubt, man. It's about time for them to start doing that. It's ridiculous for them not to do that. They have to. They have to start having some kind of real life courses, such as stocks and bond 101, 102, 103, something that's going to help these college athletes in life and what they're doing right now, besides home economic. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Some type of trades or something in there. That has to happen. They got to step into it, because algebra and all that stuff, y'all, let's just be honest, it ain't helping. It ain't helping. You good with a basic math degree. You're good with that in life. How many people out there is using trigonometry? How many of y'all out there is using calculus in real life? Let's just be honest about it. Unless you're some kind of rocket science or something, scientist or something, measuring a meteor that's going to hit Earth or some crap like that, or something like that. Let's just be honest about it. How many? Do you even need that to become a doctor? Do doctors use calculus? I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and I believe he had the balls to come out and say a lot of things that a lot of coaches are afraid of, and a lot of people are afraid of out there. And I agree with my co-part. I agree with him, but at the same time, it seems just ungenuine of him to do it after he retired. And he walked away because he knows the players have power now. The players have power. That's just what it is. That's what it's coming to. And that's just what it is. And all teams are not being broken apart. Must I add again, all teams are not being broken apart. We don't highlight that enough. Um, there may be a channel out there bigger, way bigger than mine, or a platform bigger than mine. If everybody was highlighting the schools that players are not hitting the transfer portal out of, because they're, Northwestern, for example, he went in that one win team a season ago. They went 7-5 last year. They don't have a lot of people. I think like 2 people hit the transfer portal from that school. That's great. That's awesome. It's quiet, but it's just a fact and it's the truth. They're not leaving coaches that they want to be with. Say what you want about, Dion and everything else that's going on up there, but he kept a lot of his key players up there. He kept a lot of his team. Um, yeah, a lot of people went. However, we know why the huge turnover was over there. We know exactly what that was about. We know what that was about, you know, and there's players, but there's a lot of college teams out there that players are staying with their coaches. They're not just hitting the portal. And I think with this whole thing, it comes down to the transfer portal. I think that's the problem a lot of these older coaches are having because of the transfer, because they're transferring. Well, if you keep it real with your players, you know what I mean, and you just keep it real with them and just tell them what it is from day one, from the jump, you won't have that problem. But when you go on telling somebody one thing and then you do another, that's where the problem lies. This is a generation of petty, super petty, super petty. Oh, since you done told me this. Oh yeah, you told me this, and you ain't put me on the field. All right, bet. Yeah, all right, watch what I do. I'm definitely going to Marshall, and they gonna give me 50 racks every ball I catch. That's what it is out here. You got to be able to be honest. Be honest with these players. You got to let them be themselves. We're moving towards that. I wish I would have clipped it out. I wish I would have clipped the video just to show the video of it. I didn't want to come on here and be too long. I just wanted to come in here because I had to express myself on this because it's huge, man. This is huge. And this is the way that it's moving towards. And I can bet y'all dollars to donuts. I can bet y'all any money right now. Bet anybody out there 50, you want to bet push-ups, money, I'll put it down. Contracts is coming. They already kind of have something like that when you talk about scholarships, but no, there's going to be a separate one. I even broke this down before in the sense of how universities going to have to start building a type of GM infrastructure. Like you have a head coach of every single sport, an athletic director. You know what I mean? They would have to act as a GM to each and every sport. The head coach would to that specific sport. Okay, so you have your hockey head coach, your baseball manager. Your baseball manager of the on the team would have to be the baseball GM of that university. The head football coach of that university would then have to be acting as the GM of for football in that university. Gonna have to start building some kind of umbrella and infrastructure within the building of such of what I'm speaking on now. Not particularly that same way how I'm speaking, because it might be confusing to some the way I'm saying it. But at the end of the day, it's all going to be like that. It's going to have to come down to that, whether you agree with me or whether you don't. And I hope you don't agree with me, because then we can start having a real conversation about things. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, education is first. Education should be the first thing that a lot of people are chasing. But like I said, I understand if that's what they're not doing, because some people growing up without money, you know, and it's hard to sit there and tell your child that a school don't want to pay them, but these schools been paying them. And it's crazy. I mean, for him to come out and say it to me, it was like, okay. But like I said, because they've been doing that, man. We know this. We know this, y'all. We know they've been paying people. We know it. It just was a problem when they was trying to get their own bread. When Destroying first went off to college, when he started his YouTube channel, he was making money off YouTube. The college didn't like that, but now they're allowing you to do that, to make money off your and name, image, and likeness in college. They're allowing people to do that. They're allowing you to, to be able to sign autographs and get paid for doing that. Can you set that up on your own? You know, because I would be, doing stuff like that and so forth and so on. Um, but like I said, man, I didn't want to keep y'all too long today, man. I just wanted to just come on here live and give people a chance to jump in the chat if that's what they wanted to do. If y'all had anything to say, so that we can have a real conversation, because that's when real conversations happen. Real conversations happen when you disagree with something I'd have to say, and we sit down and we're able to go back and forth, and we both gonna walk away with thinking we're both right. But at the end of the day, I can give you a better understanding of what I feel, and you giving me a better understanding of what you feel with this whole situation of name, image, and likeness, because it's not image or likeness. It's just not. And that's why the title is not image or likeness, because it's not that. We all know it's ran by a collective. We all know in high school when you was the man and you were scoring touchdowns, Uncle Drew or Uncle whoever it was in that area was buying you your cleats, buying you your gold chain, help your mom get a whip, your apartment, and everything else. We know this has been going on for forever, but now it's legal to happen. It's legal now. And some coaches do not have they have a problem with that. But like the head coach of the women's basketball, head coach of Ole Miss, like how she said today on the Coach JB. So just how she said, this is a whole new wave coming. And if coaches cannot accept the fact that players are empowered, they just retire. And that's what Nick Saban did. He couldn't accept it. He walked away. Coach K, basketball, couldn't accept that. He walked away. That's just how it is out here, man. I'm up out of here, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long, man, but I'm gonna try to give y'all grandpa's words for today, and then I'm gonna get on up out of here, okay? So let me go full screen here before I get on up out of here, because I know I've been doing this lately. So he texts me this every day, but I figured I want to share it with all and each and every one of y'all, because I feel like y'all fam, because y'all come in here with me. So it's called Beautiful Flowers, All Beautiful Flowers. At this gardening time of the year, we dive into planting, watering, and weeding. But do we ever wonder who decided which blossoms are flowers and which are weeds? Why is the tiny wild violet a nuisance while the tiny purple pollux is a treasure to be nurtured? And might we not ask the same question about people? Why are some cast away as unworthy, even from our own Christian circles, while others are cultivated and cared for? Why we make the distinction between flowers and weeds, know that God does not. Christ died to offer salvation to all. He promises God's care for he cherished children. There are no weeds in his garden, only beautiful, beloved flowers. That's what he got. I had to share. That's Grandpa's words of the day. I hope that y'all have a good night and I have a good day, man. Hopefully we can keep on continuing this conversation. Let me know down in the chat if y'all want to bring it back up on Saturday when we go live, because I don't think we done here. I hope that y'all have something to say on it. But enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Peace out, man. Out of here. Let me give y'all a nice little outro video to something to watch.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.